time on the streets of Kiev, and the mood is such, I'll try to explain. I watch a last sunset till we see the green flash, and it's you and me on a beach at Cam 1, yeah.
This is Up Close and Personal 2016. The only two guys that keep getting younger are Tiger Metcalfe. Hey, Tiger.
Hey, buddy.
Jerome Tiger Metcalfe running for county council. No matter where you are, any of the three islands, Maui, Molokai, and Lanai, if you like Tiger Metcalfe, vote for him. We don't have districts. Remember that. You vote for all of them. So if you like them, vote for them.
You got it.
Very important part. I am very happy to be here again with Tiger. You know, you have been inspirational to me because between elections, you're still at it. There is no lull in your enthusiasm for what you want to do. You're not like a campaign junkie who's out there, says their thing, and then goes home.
Right.
You're involved in these issues.
Yeah.
What are the reasons you're running this time? What's your plan?
Big on the schedule is we have an opportunity of a lifetime with Maui County right now, and that is with the sugar crop going to stop. The sugar cane company will probably be the sugar hemp company, or the hemp, the HCNS hemp company, or something to that matter of fact. I don't know what the other sustainable crops they want to put in. I have a list that I would dictate that I think should be.
I'm going to bring it in because I think you'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
Maui Tomorrow has a director named Al Perez.
Excellent
who
man.
I know for 25 years.
Yeah.
He gave me a copy of their farm plan for what to do with the land. I can feel Lucien Dene and the rest of the incredibly good researchers behind this. It was so well done. I think that HCNS and Maui County should really applaud.
Yeah,
An incredible job done.
I do too.
There's so many answers on what to do. I mean, these guys have analyzed windbreaks, what kind of crops, what needs to be done, what's the order of things to be done. We are blessed to have people like that and groups like that. Lucien and Sam Small and some of the people who are out there doing these shows at Akaku. We all should be very thankful that we have committed people like that. And committed people like you. You've been involved in things, like I say, it's not only election time. You're involved. I see you talking about stuff going on with Monsanto. Whether there's an issue up or not, you are in their face.
Right. To answer your question for last time, the main thing that I think has to happen in here, we have to take advantage of and set the cornerstone for it, is for the first time in Maui's history, we're going to go from tourism, which is great. We want to build that bigger and better, but we want to go into sustainable farming. So we are going to go into a dual economy, and especially if I make the county council, you're going to understand the way I vote on different bills and so that will be to shape this. We're going to split this up, but of the tourism business and the agricultural business will be offshoots of synergy of new businesses and new areas we can go in to employ our people here and make more money in wages for each other, because there's a piece of action for individual self and individual self starters to use the entrepreneurial micro macro I would have to say platitudes that are there for us to take this to another level. If we, and for the university with sustainability going on, we have these that they're gonna be fruit. It'll be the little nuts and stuff like that that'll grow into plants, and the offshoots into tourists. How about ecotourism? How about Kolabi being able to take people out there, etc., etc. We can make this into another whole industry that people are like this. Wow, I've always wanted to go into business with myself, but it's hard to go into the tourist business. Well, I can go in using a farming micro macro model. We can take that using our tech park up in Kihei here, state of the art, to use technologies, etc., in a different way, and you might be able to get a van and drive people through the fields of our new crops. That's a business by itself. In a
I'm going to stop you only because
Yeah.
I'm going to express some frustration.
Okay.
I ran for mayor in 1994.
Okay.
And when I was running, all the things you're talking about, I mentioned. I am angry, and I guess I should tell you, I'm angry at the people that have been in office because I've been putting out these same ideas you're talking about for 2 decades. Some of the people that you're talking about, talking with Lucien and Sam,
Yeah.
Small, and the people, these ideas are not new. I spoke to a guy, 2 people, that had done a total reforestation from barren wasteland 2 and 3 decades ago. I've shared with Maui County, I try to share with HCNS, I try to share with the county. They don't listen.
No.
So I hope now, because now we're at crisis, and now this is like some new thing.
Right.
This is not a new thing.
Right.
Ecotourism should have been put in 2 decades
Right.
ago. And that's the part. So I have to express that because more important than anything, whether you get the seat or not, and I'm not yelling at you.
Right.
Don Couch is a wonderful guy, but you're a leader.
Thank you.
And these are things that need someone to take the ball and get it over the goal line. I've been playing on the field,
Right.
but I am not the quarterback. You're a quarterback. I can see in just knowing you and the way you address things, you're a leader. You're a take-charge guy. And I've seen, not only by your experience in the private sector, I mean, I don't have to tell many people, Jerry Metcalfe, Tiger Metcalfe, was owner of the Ale House.
Right. I don't do something unless it makes money to pay for itself and then give it back to the public in lower rates or more or bigger or better. Next thing on here is proper sewage treatment. I can't even emphasize this. Me and my girlfriend, my beautiful girlfriend Katie Therio, we were out in the ocean today, and it was cloudy and everything like that. There was just some weird clouds and stuff like that. But you could there's a couple things on the shores like that, the foam and stuff like that. I just thought, oh, we got to do something with this water. I got a test tube of it. I put iodine in it, and I took a couple of other tests on it up here at my house that I have, and it comes back like it's polluted, like it's got almost like a urine acid precipice to it. Okay, a beginning product. It looks like it's almost like oil or something, or some kind of a mass algae growing in it. Okay, this is what and I'm an amateur biologist with a test tube, but you look at that sewage there. I was in the ocean today, and I came back, and we were suggesting when you were in the ocean, what? In our showers, you need to shower twice, and don't be afraid to blow a little dawn on you and get it on you, okay? Because I don't want anybody to get red eye and all this other. God help you if you have an open cut. Okay, and I look at government accountability. Shame, shame, shame on our current council. Now, I'm sure other candidates can say shame, 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 but you take apart each one of the initiatives that they put on there, especially with the Planning Commission, okay, and the Ethics Commission and stuff like that, the debates going on and stuff like that. I look at the accountability of each of these individual components, reporting to the mayor, reporting to Jason, reporting to Sam Small, reporting to Bruce Reynolds, to going all the, and we find this disparity into it. Let's shape up to do a proper accounting, and then to make. Proper accounting has to do with numbers, but accountability has to do with your thought pattern to create those numbers honestly, and what's really, and also in facts. What's the fact? What's the scientific technology? Is it this or that? We want to pick the best, and sometimes it may be the most expensive, but once it's paid for, it's free. The other thing about it is I look at our home rule and affordable housing. Home rule on this island is our right to pick a sustainable way of doing things. Now, with that, with floating bonds or paying for them now, you know my stand on this, and that is we may have to go in debt. The county may have to step up to the plate and put us in real debt to build some affordable housing, but guess what? They'll own the profits from it long term, okay? And that means we actually the county will own some land and projects, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. If we do everything on a sustainable basis with a profit revenue basis that comes out at a positive value on a yearly basis, okay? Startup and everything's expensive, but how long can you take to pay off that? Okay, and that's your judgment, I'll call risk, and it also comes to do with a sustainable, enriched plan from a thought pattern to a final goal and making it pay for itself. Because everybody goes, I'll jump on board with that if it pays for itself, but how much? Well, we want it to pay for a lot because we want to build back and pay off our bonds and stuff that we're doing this county. I think our county budget this year was, you understand this, You're 711.5 million dollars. Okay. I hope under me we may hit $1 billion. But we're going to be spending the money to rebuild infrastructure, rebuild our sewage operation, rebuild our water system, and the other thing is with this water meter situation up country. It taking somewhere, Ms. Bison said it's taking 2 to 3, maybe 10 years on so many people to get a meter. Okay, the cost of the meters that are here right now, whoever would sign a contract with a company like that, they would charge that much for a meter. You ever heard of Badger Meter? Yeah, they build the most meters in the world. It's based in Wisconsin. I'm kind of friendly to Wisconsin. I know a lot of the executives back there. They're all my age now because we all grew up together. And I also know how to buy beer cheap. Okay, that's why I was in the bar business. Okay, but I'm going to tell you something right now. You have Badger Meter that'll sell those meters to you for basically $18, not $250. So we need to look at how to buy stuff in a decent volume situation and negotiate our contracts in a better way. I bring all this savings to you in a way to fund stuff because I've been in business. At the ale house, I buy a lot of toilet paper, but I buy it all bulk. They even gave me a discount at Costco because I buy so much, I buy a couple pallets of it. And I had to store it, so I built a building in back of the ale house. I'm just trying to tell you on how to buy how to bring the cost down so a company makes or a community makes money. And sometimes you have to do some hard cut thinking about this. And that's where I think I bring leadership and I bring the ability as a past CEO and now CEO of Metcalfe Enterprises. And I will be I want to tell the public, I am moving all operations from Wisconsin after my dad's death and the Metcalfe Trust has been settled. I'm bringing all those assets and stuff, when I say stuff, and tangible assets. There's asset money and then there's to Maui County just because I love living out here. And I hope I can enrich a lot of young people in some of the classes I see at the UH and at the technology lab here off Lapoa, up by Maui Brewing. What a beautiful facility, sustainable. I look at moving the future in that way for everybody, but to have our Kiki see there is hope. There is a better reason for living here and staying in Hawaii instead of brain drain. It's a bit of a terrible problem here. And I understand sometimes the chicken's got to fly and the bird's got to fly to another place, come back, see the grass was just as greener as our side. It's paradise out here. And we need to contain these young kids. I want to give them hope. I want to turn this island into a very, very efficient operation in a county-wise and also with a revenue stream, okay? And not overtax people. Thank you.
You know, sometimes I have shows and there's these big lull periods because I'm talking to people that don't have too many ideas and they're not sure what I'm going to ask.
I can keep going. My 30 reasons why to vote for me, they're all listed in there. Okay, you'll be shocked when you read this stuff. It's so simple. It's so simple.
We're going to give Tiger his own radio show, I think. You truly are. I'm going to maintain a lot to contribute,
Jason.
And I really appreciate
when we're off camera here. See, we might just leave this on and just talk as friends, because when you listen to me at mine and his conversations, I get to listen to how much he loves people on this island and what's going on. I get the inside track on it from Jason, also from Sam Small occasionally when I've had conversation with him. But Jason has been the guiding light for me in that, him being a candidate for past mayor. I never thought I'd run for anything. That's really not my goal. But I can understand here on the island, we need to do something to get the bottle, when we spin it, to come out in a different direction instead of over there.
Yes,
okay? And I know how to make that. I might spin a little bit slower. And guess what? We're going to grab knowledge. We're going to get the experts involved. We're going to get a report made, and we're going to vote on it and get it passed. Okay? Because that's going to be the new way of doing things. And you know what I'm saying? I think we almost just signed up, but I'm going to go into this. You know these SMEs, what are needed to build on this island? We've done so many of them. Can we take it that we know what the general rule is, where the water's going to run, what's going to happen, and what's going to happen with the wind and oceans?
Just so you'll know, he's talking about environmental studies and all kinds of things that have to be done on each project. We've done them so many times.
Yeah. This is the reward we've got. Okay, our builders come in. There's been 4 of them that I watched in the newspaper since I went and picked up my nomination papers. Alawulu, McKenna, West Maui, and Central right here in Kihei. 3 projects were the companies that were going to build these beautiful things and put on the market for us the new way of, because everybody's been yelling at, to get affordable housing in the mix right away. So we know they'd be building 30%, and we know that maybe 70% would be rolling for private and for not affordable housing, okay? Because that's a component that makes the builder and the company money, and they need to make a profit. We all agree with that. Okay? But the beautiful thing is that here's how we've been rewarded. These builders and these companies have gone like this. Our down payments to build this and go through all these testings like that, keep it. Don't ever call us. Take us off your goddamn call list, because we don't want to do business with Maui. You guys have made it impossible, and you're trying to eat us alive, and we haven't even broken ground yet. So what I'm trying to say is that we know what's going to happen. We know we need the housing. We know the water's going to run down, and we got to capture it. We got to recycle it. We got to put it in holding bins. We've got to they got to have a component for their own pond next to it or somewhere to ship it off and purify it and then properly reuse it, because we want these complexes almost self-sustainable. Well, we made it so hard on them, people. We need people like me in here to do some negotiating for you to them, and using our planning commission. And I'm not saying get away with making them do anything illegal, but there's a lot of stuff that can be shortcutted and fast-tracked. And god dang it, if we don't start right now, I mean, I've been, a couple of my friends been looking for places to live. It went from, on an average, what it used to be 2-3 years ago, from $1,000 for a 2-bedroom to $2,200, $3,000 for a 3-bedroom. Come on, folks. That's because there's a shortage. See, we have what's going on, supply and demand here. As our demand goes, as our supply goes down, our demand goes up.
These same people are in office.
Yeah. There's a new generation coming up. There's a new generation of candidates coming up, and I include myself as being one of the younger. I'm getting to be old, but I feel like a very young man. I've kept myself in good shape. I want you to understand, and I hope I'm here for a long time, and I hope you give me an opportunity. Now remember, when it comes to that losing that weight, you got a candidate right here that really doesn't care about the salary. Some of these people are built, they have to get that money. They got to have that money running for this. Okay? My heart is in to protect and help and save money and create a sustainable model for all of Hawaiian Islands, so we can almost sell that technology. In last year's or 2 years ago when I ran, I put together the manifesto. I'm gonna put my old manifesto on. I'm gonna put the new manifesto on electuarymetcalfe.com, and you put these things side by side, and then underneath it I'll put down, or on another page it'll be the 30 reasons to vote for me. I think you're going to be going, oh my God. Now, I get to say this, tell you, they're like this. And I told you this a long time ago. I would be able to say, I told you so. Okay? Remember, I told you I know how to make the Packers win the Super Bowl. Okay? I'm the great Houdini here. Okay? All right. So you have to understand something here. And I'm trying to make everybody laugh that watch this, because I don't want this to be dry. But I want you to understand something.
It's wet, right?
A real beautiful woman that's a reporter here. The Chamber View by Pamela. Is it Tumpin?
Pamela Tumpap.
Tumpap. Okay. We can all imagine, okay, if you read this, and I think it was April 18th, somewhere in there, yeah, Maui News. Anyways, when you read this, I started laughing. I had tears in my eyes, because on this, I could say to the public after they read this, many of the issues she said about business and where it's going, I can tell you, I told you so. So, versus this manifesto saying, I told you so, let me start.
Pam Tumpap, and we'll get it reprinted.
Right. I want you to think of Jerome Metcalfe as, I will show you the promised land, okay? I've been in big, high-tech, lots of money businesses, and I want you to understand that I'm going to the public sector. You get to use my brain to get this stuff done, because if you don't vote me in, at least to run against Don to set myself up for the third-time election in 18 months to 2 years, where I'm going to be running again. I hope to be the #1 candidate coming out of the blocks. Do you want me to be able to laugh at the rest of the candidates and say, I told you so? If you don't vote for me this time, or if you're going to give me a chance this time, understand, you are on a winning team on ideas and building and remodeling and enforcing this beautiful infrastructure that we have into a sustainable revenue stream in macro business models. Because that's what I understand is business and making numbers work. Thank you.
All right. It's a pleasure to talk to you, but you don't need any lighter fluid to start the fire.
I'm glad you called me up. It's Sunday, by the way. Jason was at church. I was at church. Me and my girlfriend went swimming today, and I got so much stuff. I got 350 new signs I was talking about that are going to go up, and I guess it shows the public that you got money, that you're serious about this. I've never been more serious about this in my entire life. I give you my abilities. I give you everything I went to school for, all the certificates I've gotten in different community college, different projects, and meaningful how to grow worms and how to grow beads. Well, I listened to those classes, and I've taken all of those different things by Ed Venture, one of the greatest knowledge banks we have on this island. I've been at the
Ed Ventures.
Yeah,
you'll know them through the University of Hawaii, Maui College.
Hey, isn't that a neat offshoot? Like I keep talking about the tourist industry, one valve, one piston, and then you got agriculture, two of them run. Okay, look at the university, and then we got another little one, Adventure. This is for people who want to get educated real quick on common sense stuff. Okay, so you look at that. The university's got 2. You get your kids involved in it. I've got 7 people I've sponsored into the university, and about 25 that I encourage to go there, which they report to me besides their professors. I go to the university also, and I want you to understand. This man right here, a musician and like that. I think I was on you. You said you didn't need it, you didn't want it, but you looked into it. And you go like this. By golly, Tiger, it'd be fun to go back to school. He's already got a degree. Okay, so
you don't need a degree.
The nice thing is just knowledge, and I encourage people to be at the university until they die, because I was always taught by my grandfather: if you learn one new thing a day, you cannot be unsuccessful. So I look at it like that. I've always had a lifeboat. I've always had a life cushion, because I understand going on in the ocean, you better be prepared for everything. I got us prepared. I've done the homework. I got the research. I want to implement it. I'm going to need some consensus synergy from the rest of the council, because I may hurt some feelings on this show, and I probably will hurt some feelings in the future, as does Sam Small, as Jason points out, very articulate things that he says because he has the right inside track. We look at us as being the people on this island that are taking this knowledge, and we're going to start giving it out in a prosperous way to transform this county from the past. Not everything was bad in the past, or I don't want to get on that thing, but there's been some bad direction, okay? And that was because they were running with the pack. We need new leaders to be their own people, okay? Which I am. I'm not a consensus man, okay? When they came to the board meetings, they were like this: who's the owner of the company? Jerome Metcalfe. Who's underneath him? Jerome Metcalfe. Oh, he's got 2 or 3 managers like that. Why? I run things hands-on. And in my area here of Kihei, the fastest growing demographic area in a county, new high school coming in, 5 new shopping districts coming in off behind Safeway and stuff like that. We've got the land trust up behind Tesoro. We've got our roads. If you go to Kihei and sometimes you take a right or left and it goes to a dead end road, we got to connect these connector roads and get these things done, because we need to take the traffic thrust and overpopulation on the highways and move these to these side streets the way it was planned. I don't know why they've been sitting there empty. Let's get some bulldozers in there. I can call a couple of guys over at the Caterpillar place, probably have the bulldozers there Monday morning and have them start cutting this ground. And you need to make a phone call with the state. I think there's a state guy on the island. In fact, I know there is. Let's get the guy here. Put his hard hat on. Let's get these roads done. Okay, because if we get this done, it eliminates all this congestion and stuff at our stoplights. We don't need 50 stoplights on a road. Okay, we need to have the traffic in an orderly manner, using all the traffic roads where they live. Okay, and I also think, finally up there, you guys are getting all this information out of me. Any road built without a sidewalk on one side, and next to that sidewalk, within 3 feet of that curb, to have a bike path, doesn't have a bike path marked on it, okay? Shame on everybody for safety. Do you understand how important it is on one side of every road to have a sidewalk? Because we become unfat because we walk places, and number 2, we know we can get on our bike if we want to be fast. A fast walker, get a fast walk on your bike, and you don't have to worry about traffic hitting you in a main lane if it's marked. Walking, sidewalk, or running, or whatever. And number 2, right next to it, within 3 feet of that curb, should be a bike on every road we have. Okay?
And between the road and the bikeway, I would like to make a call for submerging these utilities.
Yeah.
Where it's such a beautiful place, and they still put these
why we even have a telephone post in there. Let me tell you something about this. Since we close the show and you're going to edit this, or whatever, but maybe this will come up.
No editing.
Okay. Well, you look at this thing, and Jason, you can do whatever. But
no, that's all right.
But do you guys realize if there's ever an impulse charge shot off in some kind of a nuclear weapon that would go off, like ISIS and stuff is threatening on the East Coast, and if it would go up approximately, I believe it's 7 miles up, and it goes off, it'll shut down and crystallize all copper from New York all the way to the Mississippi River. We'll be in before the Stone Age. Okay, so that's why I say get the stuff underground and convert it to glass and anything else but copper that'll give a conduency to electricity. This is a matter of a national emergency. They're not telling you this. President Obama knows what's going on, and we're scared crapless right now on the East Coast. I have a lot of relatives there and stuff like that. If something like this would happen, besides a biohazard or besides these psychos running around blowing up at baseball games and stuff with these vests full of stuff. But I want you to understand how important it is, and Jason hit the nail on the head. Number one, the eyesore for our beautiful paradise here, we don't need a telephone post there. That can all be run underground, okay? And it's safer underground.
These are not new. I just don't understand why it takes so long.
Hey, do you know how many people get killed a year, a decade by hitting telephone posts? A lot. So you understand that where you see the new streetlights and stuff like that, but they come up underground right to them. We need streetlights. I got that. But I like the way we're doing things now, where we're using ambient current in them. In that we use a sodium-based gas inside of them. You get 18 times the brightness on 75% less wattage. I mean, I don't think we can beat that. Okay, basically LEDs. You look at that. So I can keep going. And the next show, I hope we're going to put out, and I want to put it out when I get back from Kona. I've got a business operation going over there that we're going to be looking at this. Jason and me will get together again, and I'm going to be more scripted on this. I'm going to dress nicer for you. I just wanted you to come on over to my house.
That's fine.
I have my new signs here to show everybody. I mean, you've seen some of them around, but I got the good old. You know, just straight up. I got. I think there's 100 of these. They're going on different signs, and all my other ones that we're converting as much as we can from the Electric Metcalfe org all on the top, and they're just older. They gave my defined message on the bottom, and we're replacing a lot of this, and I'm getting out there in the next couple of weeks. But when I get back, I want to do a more sit down with Jason, and I want to go kind of on a script of my 30 reasons. And the reason is I'm going to give him permission after we're done with that. I want to bring this 30 reasons down to exactly a 30-minute show in which I'd like to air it or even create a show on Akaku just before the election. At least I want to be able to have 2 or 3 of them, and him as my director and producer on it. Because I think it's essential that you understand, and we split these hairs on making a difference here. I will make a difference, and when you see this 30 reasons that I have to vote for me, there's also three reasons with an A, B, C, D why not to vote for Don Couch. And then I also put one of them, maybe 31 would be your idea. Because if you can get this idea by calling me at 808-344-3918 or getting hold of me at electuarymetcalfe.com or org, and then also at 808-344-3918. You can call me and give me an idea, leave it on my voicemail. I'll try to do some research and incorporate it in. But you're out right now to get me voted in if you're going to be on my team. If you're not going to be on my team, I say go away, okay? Because I only want highly intelligent, good-hearted people voting for me because I want your help in you being able to establish, I guess, credibility. When you guys read this stuff, when you guys read the research, you understand the facts, some stuff can be done a lot cheaper, some stuff might cost a little bit more, but we're going to do it the right way here. And we're going to do it the right way so it lasts forever. Why? For our Kiki. Thank you.
Different. And this is a candidate who is filled with ideas and has the moxie to carry it out.
Yep. Thank you. All right,
Thanks for coming and spending the time.
Yep, you bet. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us. Aloha.
Vote Metcalfe. Vote Tiger.
It is nighttime on the streets of Kiev, and the mood is such, I'll try to explain. I watch a last sunset till we see the green flash, and it's you and me on a beach at Camp 1. Yeah.